make it make sense. I urge you guys to look up that story. It's crazy. I mean, it's viral with the lady talking. She's got a bloody face.
There is a Black woman story that has been going viral for about 2 days now that I want us to talk about, because in the process of her looking for, a safe space for herself and her child, she ended up being assaulted. So this Black woman lives in America, and she faced so much racism in America. You guys already know how, it is for Black people in America. She faced so much racism that she woke up one day and said, you know what, I am going to escape this racism, and what I am going to do is to move to Russia. She thought it was going to be okay in Russia. She thought she was going to be safe in Russia. She thought she was going to be able to walk freely at night and not face any, racist people over there. But the case was so different. Our expectation wasn't the same, because she was assaulted in Russia. And people are asking so many questions, like, how did you choose from all other places in the world to move to? How did you conclude that Russia was going to be that place that will help you feel safe? Like, did you even do any research? Did you even check online at all? Because there is no way that you are going to go online and search about, racism experience and all of that in Russia, that in about 2 lines, they will not tell you how it is over there. So people are reacting to this story. It's a sad story because nobody deserves that, and the fact that our kids are even involved as well, nobody deserves that. But our choice of place to move to has sparked a lot of conversation, and people are reacting to it as well. So without wasting much time, let's get into it.
So there's been this story that's been circulating about a woman who moved from the United States to Russia because she felt that she was being discriminated against in America. She felt that America is a racist country, and that in order to escape this racism, she needed to move to Russia. Let me run that back one more time. In order to escape the racism in America, she moved to Russia. Now, I'm sure y'all can imagine exactly how this story unfolded. You do not need to use your imagination, because here we have an image of exactly what happened as a result of this executive decision that she made. This is what happened to her in Russia. According to her, due to racism. That was her face before. That was the face in America. That's her face in Russia.
You gotta be batshit insane to go to Russia, fleeing the United States from racism. Russia? What? We really gotta get the fuck off the internet, for real. You guys have a clouded, fucked up worldview of what the United States represents. If you go anywhere else in the fucking world, it's not like here. You thought you was gonna take that shit over there? Blood of Jesus. Russia? What the fuck were you oh my god. Yo! This is why social media is bad for you, bro. I'm telling you, you gotta look at all the sides of the story, not just one. And I know the cops over there didn't give a fuck. Oh my god. They're probably like, what? We about to put hands on you too. Well, some of us gotta find out, and some of us gonna sit down and listen and learn. That shit's crazy. Did you see her face? Oh my god. God damn. I would die on this hill. USA is the least.
Did y'all hear about that black woman that moved to Russia to escape racism in America? Think about that for a second. She moved to Russia to escape racism in America, because racism was so bad in America that she had to uproot her family and move to the whitest country on the planet, second to Finland. But get this, only to be assaulted by racists in Russia. To that segment of the black community, make it make sense. I urge you guys to look up that story. It's crazy. I mean, it's viral with the lady talking. She's got a bloody face. I guess she was assaulted in Russia. Go figure. But black people, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we continue to accuse the very country that helped us, that provided the atmosphere for us to prosper better than any black nation on the planet? Why do we continue to condemn them and call them racist? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's not white America that causes single motherhood in the black community. It's not white America that stops black people from going to college, from getting a job, from being productive members of this society. Those are all excuses. Excuses that are detrimental to our prosperity. But I know you guys are going to hate me for this, and I really don't give a damn. But America is one of the greatest countries on the face of the planet. And it has given black people in this country, who, yes, helped build this country, a great standing in the world. And we chose to piss it all away. But I'll tell you one thing. Even though America gives you the freedom to prosper, it also gives you the freedom.
This black lady wanted to escape the racism of the United States, so she moved to Russia. Out of all places, she moved to Russia. Maybe she's seen those Black Jesus pictures that Russia released and thought she would be treated like divinity, right? But how could you overlook all these people protesting and fighting ICE to stay in this great country? So when she moved to Russia thinking that things were going to be a little bit different, the apartment that she rented, her landlords ended up locking her out of this apartment, threw her baby stuff out of the apartment, cut off the electricity, and when she confronted them, oh, things heated up. They was like, in Russia, I will delete your black. Like in Russia, though, like whatever Russians speak, I don't know what they speak. But yeah, she said, yeah, I will delete your black. While she was holding her 2-year-old. And not only a woman told her this that got physical with her, but the woman's husband. So they locked her out of her apartment, cut off her electric, kicked all her baby stuff belongings out, and then they attacked her. A man and a woman, while she was holding her 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old got bruises. And what are they doing in Russia? What are the Russian police doing? Nothing. Sometimes you don't know how good you got it until it's gone.
This is so shocking. Now, this woman left the US because of discrimination. Now, she decided to move to Russia, where she recently was brutally beaten by her neighbors. And they also beat her baby. Let me tell you, her name is Francine Villa. Now, she was born in Russia, but lived in the US most of her life. Now, there was an incident back in the US where she tried to ask help from police, and then the police started beating her up for no reason. Then she realized, like, this place is not safe. I don't think I can live in the US. Like, where should I move to? Then she thought, hold on, where is safe to go to? I can go to Russia. So, she was born there. It is her native country after all. She also said that it's very safe in Russia, that at night time you can walk around as a woman and nothing bad will ever happen to you. Now, recently she posted a video of her face of, she's been brutally beaten. She was beaten by her neighbors, allegedly. They threw their baby's buggy from the stairs. They locked her out of her door, of her entrance. They cut off her electricity. There's a whole thing going on. Now, she said that the police are not looking into this. They're not investigating. They're not even doing anything about it. I'm assuming it's because there is a war there. They're looking into bigger.
Black in America is very exhausting. Police brutality to microaggression, systemic everything. There's never been a right that is so easy for Black people to exist in that country. They have had to fight. They have had to scream. They have had to show up. It has just not been a very good experience for people of color over there. And so I feel like a lot of people can easily understand why someone would decide to move out of the country. To some people, living feels like a form of freedom. They will think they will be able to finally take a deep breath. No, they don't want to deal with the tension of all the fear that you have just by leaving your kids to just play in front of your building. I just want to feel free. Our decision to leave the United States isn't one that is crazy. It actually feels very human. What raised eyebrow about this entire story was the destination that she had picked. Because Russia is not, known for its racial progressiveness. If anything, it is one of the few places where open, aggressive racism isn't even in a subtle form. That was the reason why I said if she had taken her time to just go on the internet to search, or even on TikTok to search for people who have, who live there, who have visited the place, I'm sure she wouldn't have made that decision. Racism in Russia is institutionalized, especially to brown and black people. And I think it is high time that people of color, brown, black people need to wake up that there is literally racism almost everywhere. The system at which it is expressed might be a little bit different or might be different, but there is a lot of racism in so many places. So yes, racism is not just an American problem, because American or black American people are the ones who speak up the most about racism. I mean, racism only exists in America. Maybe she had thought, oh, America is the only place that I feel this way. America is the only place where I have to deal with racists. Maybe she thinks every other place was going to be okay, but not knowing that other places are even worse. Like they are just as bad as where you're coming from. Many of these places, they have a deeply rooted anti-blackness in them that you don't even need to do too much research to see that these people can be racist as well. And in places where blackness is rare, it becomes hyper visible to the people there. And in most cases, you become targeted. And in so many countries, there is little to no protection for you when things go left. So our destination decision is the one that is getting a lot of people talking, because out of all places in the world, you picked Russia. So many black people, especially black Americans, are so hungry. They are talking about how she should have known better. I think she might not be chronically online to see what is going on, but if it requires something that big of a decision to move your entire family from a place that you feel you don't feel safe, and your major concern is to feel safe where you are, I feel like she should have done her due diligence by just going online and searching for how it is over there where she is going. This is bringing up a very painful but important conversation, because where exactly do black people feel safe? Where exactly do black people feel safe? I believe that anywhere that you go to, the majority of the people there do not look like you. The chances of you being targeted, the chances of you experiencing racism is very much high. At the end of the day, what happened to this woman is very heartbreaking. The picture I saw, you can see blood on her face. Really heartbreaking. Nobody deserves to go through that. No one on earth deserves to face violence because of their identity. A lot of people are bringing up the point that running from racism isn't the best way to fight racism, because if you look at it and take a thorough look at the way the world is, racism is almost everywhere. What do you guys think about this woman's decision? Remember, she is desperately seeking relief. She is tired of the racism that she, is experiencing in the United States. She just wanted a relief. She just, like, at the point where she was tired, she made the decision without doing her due diligence to know exactly how things are where she is going to. What do you think about this lady, and what do you think about what people are saying about this lady's story in the comment section? I am going to see you guys in the next one.